everyone, I'm Tone300 and I want to start off by saying Happy New Year to all my viewers and subscribers, and I'd like to wish you a fantastic 2024. Welcome back to our city of Londinium. Just going to adjust the music slightly. A little bonus tip I've got for you actually, look, if you click on the radio down here, you can turn off ads. You can change the station.
What kind of future does
this is what it starts on, public citizen radio.
Well,
gets a bit boring after a while. But you can come across Urban City Radio, the vibe, the smooth beat. Just so you can change it up a bit. You can turn off ads. And I'm just going to turn it down a little bit for this video. So, where was I? So I was just saying, yeah, wish you all a fantastic 2024. Thank you to all those that subscribed already this year, and if you haven't subscribed yet, then why not hit that subscribe button right now? And make sure you don't miss out on any of the upcoming great videos I have planned for 2024. I really want to focus this year on improving the content and release some guides on the games I play, along with some general gameplay videos. So let's start this off with my essential guide to city services. So now in this guide I'll go through all the essential services you'll need early game for not only a successful start to your city, but as it grows from a small village to a large town and about to become an actual city, what services you will need to have in place and why. So let's take a look at the info views in the top left corner of the screen. And let's have a look through this information. So you've got everything you really need to analyse here. We'll start off with healthcare and death care, purely because we're having a bit of a crisis at the moment. So you can also use the social media feed to see what's going on in your city at the moment. Now we're getting quite a few messages pop up that, let's have a look through them quickly. So many people are getting sick, the city should really look after their #health better. So 506 people have replied to that. There you go, look, straight away people in the city are not looking well. So we know something's going wrong. People don't feel safe when they go out at night with crime. I'm appalled at how healthcare is running the city. So we really need to have a look at this healthcare situation. And we're going to run through some other services as well. So as we were saying, the info view is a good place to start. You can click on the healthcare coverage, scroll out, have a look, and you can see, I mean, there's plenty of ambulances going around. You can also see a lot of messages, people waiting for ambulances. There's a few down here as well. So what is going on? Let's go through it. Crematorium availability, we don't have a crematorium. Healthcare availability, average health 49%, 130 patients. This isn't good really. Our capacity is only 200 and half of our capacity is actually down in our industrial zone down here. So you can see that one is running fine. It's only got 5 patients, so there's not really a big issue down there, and it's quite a new area, so I wouldn't imagine there would be. Here however, we are way above capacity, and that's really not good. So we only have a population of 13,000. We can actually have a look at this as well, because this gives us a bit more information. Let's just close that. We can see the population window. So death rate 69 a month, 167 being born. Gives you other stats as well. Unemployment's only 2%, that's really good. But the death rate is sneaking up. So I've had a look at this, and we've had some messages as well about the water being polluted. Now I thought this was just our wastewater treatment plant wasn't cleaning the water enough. So its purification rate 60%, usage 16%. But this is actually just the sewage treatment. we're only treating 60% of the sewage, and the water that's coming out is not polluted at all. So that is fine. So that means our polluted water is actually coming from the sea. Now you can actually click on households and have a look at their happiness. There you go, you can see there in red, -7 on polluted water. So we do have a pollution problem. Now, this is all due to our water pumping stations. Now I moved these, they were upstream, but I didn't want them on the Seaview Walk. So when we first started this city, we had a sewage outlet around here, and we only had it for, I don't know how long it wasn't very long at all, it was really short time. As soon as I could, some of the first points I spent was in the water treatment plant, because I did not want all the wastewater. So it left us with a little tiny polluted area here. What I didn't realise is the water does flow this direction, and I knew, yeah, it would move round. They weren't there then, but the only pollution was here. I thought that would just sort of dissipate over time and go. Well, it has, but it's moved the water, it's moved the polluted water, and it's actually pushed it along the coastline to here, and it's now hitting our pumping stations. So even after you remove the source of the pollution, and it was only there a very short time, that tiny bit of pollution has moved its way along the coast and is now here. So we need to move these water pumping stations straight away. Now I didn't want them on the Seaview Walk, but for now I'm just going to put them right on the end, kind of out of the way. We just need to improve this. I do also apologise, I've got a bit of a cold at the moment, so if my voice sounds a little bit unusual, that's why. Right, so we've moved the pumping stations. That should improve what people are saying about the water. It may take a bit of time. We'll keep an eye on it. Let's have a look at this house right next to it. I think it actually just disappeared. Yep, that was the block we just looked at. So straight away we've got rid of our water pollution problem. Now, medical clinic capacity is off the chart. And even before we had this pollution problem, people were not happy with the healthcare system. Just taking a look through everything. Really want to try and use the information. So average health 52%. So even without the pollution, this number will now increase a bit as people get better again, but that is not really going to go above about 60%, if that. So you can see it's not chin up slowly. And the way to cure this is to build a hospital. Now these are extremely expensive, so until you've got a decent sized population and income, I wouldn't advise it, but it's something you're definitely going to need, and it will make everyone happier, healthier, and they will level up quicker, which means more revenue from taxes. So we have a nice healthy monthly balance of plus 2 million, so we can afford a hospital. So why not? Let's have one. You can see the upkeep is 775,000 a month. Now I was just going to upgrade the medical clinic with an ambulance depot and an extension wing, but I feel like actually a hospital would be more beneficial. We can actually look at the coverage of this medical centre, and if we try and relocate it, this is the best way I find of looking at the coverage. You You can see we've got some areas down in Chestnut Park down here that aren't really covered. If we were to move it over here, we can cover Chestnut Park, but not Birchwood Park very well. So it's not going to get 100% coverage. So we either need another clinic to improve that coverage, or a hospital. But a hospital is actually going to increase the overall health of everybody, including those under the medical clinic area anyway. If we click on hospital, and we can literally place this wherever we want, and everywhere goes green. I could put it down in the industrial zone, and it covers everywhere. It doesn't like the little road up there, but I think that's because that road isn't in a district, so we'll sort that road out. So I'm going to use our city service park for the hospital. We need a nice sized plot so we can expand it later, and I think just above the college actually wouldn't be a bad location. We've got access to the highway. We've got a main street here, King Street, which has got access to all the other main streets. We can have a look, because we might need to add in a bus stop or something. We might move this around depending on how we want to expand it, but let's get it placed. You see all the stars flash up. Everybody loves the fact we now have a hospital. So upgrades, we can upgrade with a helipad, specialised treatment ward and a trauma centre. Helipad literally just goes on the roof. This one goes within the footprint of the building. Trauma centre again goes within the footprint. So we don't really need any expansion space for this. It's going to take a while to get the employees and everything else we need. We need to select operating districts. So we're going to choose every single district we have. And now our overall health should start to rise. Where was it? Health view? Already at 62%, and that number's going to keep going up. 63, so this is great, and hopefully we'll get some nice comments on what's this, Chirper. I keep trying to say a certain other brand, but I'm not going to say it. So they're very quick to compliment you on anything you're doing well, but they will also have a good old moan if something's not good. This city has the most amazing healthcare system, reliable treatment and fast service already. So pretty much as soon as we place that, it's improved. 64%, so this is really good. So rather than upgrading all our clinics and still struggling, we've gone for the hospital. Now I'm going to keep the clinic, because that has ambulances available and they can get to people quicker. I may decide to make it a more local clinic, I don't know. I think that serves quite well anyway, and you've got the hospital here to back it up. So that's our healthcare kind of explained. Now there is another side to healthcare, which is obviously the death care. We still don't have any crematorium availability, so I think we'll add a crematorium. Have we unlocked it? We haven't. Let's see how many points it is. It's only 1 point, so I'm happy to unlock that. Now our cemetery is here. Obviously there is no room next to the cemetery, so we're going to need to build a new area for the crematorium. In fact, we could come up to our city services area maybe. Remember, this land used to be an industrial zone and the ground is kind of polluted. I mean, possibly next to the hospital. Okay, so that's healthcare and death care taken care of for quite a while. We can obviously expand this as and when we need to and upgrade it, but at the moment I'm going to save the extra money for anything else we might need to address. So let's go back to our info views. Healthcare is now at 69%. Remember, it was like 51 or 52% when we started this episode, not very long ago. It was only a few hours ago in game, so literally 10-15 minutes ago of real time. Right, let's have a look through our other services. So essential services you will need. Obviously you will need roads. Now, placing roads, that's the easy bit, right? But you need to provide everything else, such as parking. You need to provide maintenance for the roads. This is something that can be overlooked. You need to unlock road services and the road maintenance depot, which we do have. Our maintenance depot is up here. Now what this does is sends out some road maintenance vehicles, some trucks, and they will repair the roads, improve the quality of the roads, and you can actually, let's zoom in on one that's working, shall we? They're constantly out repairing the roads, making them a lot safer for everyone. So unrepaired roads are more prone to accidents, and accidents cause traffic, and obviously emergency services required and everything else, so we don't want that. And who wants to live on a road full of potholes anyway? They will also send out different vehicles in the winter months with snow ploughs on the front, which is a really nice touch. So yeah, let's go back to roads. So this highlights your vehicles. There you go, you can see them out repairing roads and doing routine maintenance. You can see the road actually turning green. This one's a slightly more yellowy green. As it gets there, it'll make a little stop, do its repairs, and the road will turn green. There you go. Now without these, eventually the roads turn red, and that we really don't want. So they're doing a good job at the moment. I'm happy with them. We're getting an income from parking because we have parking lots. Do be careful where you place these. Try and work out what the best place is, where they're going to get optimal use. I mean, mine are really quite full. You can adjust the parking fee. I think the default is something like $8. I've taken it up to 15 just to improve the income. I could probably take it further, to be honest, but the car parks are full. That one's got a few spaces, but yeah, they are. That's okay. Just checking them out. That's one of the newer ones. That's not so busy. This is at the end of my pedestrianised street. I have all my commercial shops and bars overlooking the sea. Eventually, I want to try and either turn this into a quay wall or have some beaches here. Maybe some beaches and some quay walls. I don't know yet. Beaches aren't really a thing at the moment. There's no real way of creating a beach, not unless you go into developer mode, which I'm not doing in my game at all. I want to play it as it is. What's that, post van? You do still get the odd vehicle drives up and down a pedestrian street, but I think I've confined it to taxis, electric vehicles and delivery vans. There's an electric taxi, that's why I thought of that, and the police. So shoppers should not be driving down here. They were before, and the way I got around this was I removed anything with a parking lot. So literally, like shops like this with parking lots, I was like, they really shouldn't be on a pedestrianised street. They don't look right for a start. You would not have a car park on a pedestrianised street. And people are using the car park. They're driving to the car park through the pedestrianised street. Yeah, I'm watching you, buddy, making sure you're not coming down here. I don't really think taxis should be. They should be dropping off outside. Maybe we can add in taxi drop-offs. That might help. Not sure. It might help, might not. I'm going to add this a pedestrianised street as well. Out of 2 police vehicles. So yeah, I eliminated all the businesses that had car parks. This is pedestrianised as well, so I'm just thinking at the end. Well, we've got 3 drop-offs. I'm not sure if they're going to be used or not. It's something I'll keep an eye on. So yeah, just use your information views, go for everything. So that was roads pretty much covered. Traffic, well, that's self-explanatory, that's not a service. Electricity is obviously an essential service that you will need to make sure you're providing to everybody. I tried the solar routes. This didn't work out too well for me. I think the solar power plant is a little bit glitchy, and we added on an upgrade, which was the battery backup. Now it charges, but at night time when there's no sun, this does not get used. This 100 megawatts of power just sits there idle, and people run out of electric, and we then have to import electricity through our transformer station from an outside connection, because the 2 wind turbines weren't enough on their own to power the city. So I've decided to go down the geothermal route, which I've placed. You've got to watch out for pollution because it is medium pollution, ground, air and noise. So I've placed it right on the edge of the city in our new industrial area, and that produces so much electricity that we've made an outside connection and we're selling it on for a profit. We're exporting nearly $500,000 worth of revenue. But it's with the fees, we are getting $500,000 in revenue, so we are making a profit on our electricity production, and that is the way I'd recommend early on. As we go on in the game and we become more and more wealthy, I may get rid of this and go to either wind power or possibly nuclear. I don't know, we might do a combination of things. I'm not sure yet. We'll have to do a bit of research on that. So yeah, make sure everybody has electricity and do trade your excess to the outside world for a profit. Next, water. Well, we just touched on this with sewage and your position of your water pumps if you use them. So make sure they're always upstream of any pollution source. Even if you've removed your pollution source, bear in mind that pollution is going to travel in the direction of these arrows eventually, and eventually that will hit your pumping stations if they're downwind of it. So just be careful on the placement. I do advise a wastewater treatment plant as early as possible. That is a great little source of water and a way of dealing with sewage, because without that this area would be probably polluted all the way out here by now. It'd be a big disgusting mess of poop, and that's something we're trying to avoid in our city, is pollution. So if we can keep it to a minimum, even better. With pollution in mind, I will touch on transportation, because what we have done is a taxi, where's our taxis? Taxi depot. We upgraded this to electric taxis, and it says 1/4 of the taxi fleet is replaced with electric taxis. Okay, so you're thinking 25%, okay, it's an improvement, but it's not great. But then look at the vehicles in use. Every single vehicle is an electric taxi. At first there was 1 or 2 still regular taxis in there, but now we're using all electric. So that is just great. And actually, I've just noticed we haven't added our new areas to that, so we're going to click on those. Then we've got a bus station. Again, we upgraded to electric buses. We can view details on the line. Once you create a bus line, you have to select the vehicle model to be an electric bus, otherwise it will send out normal buses. And if we look at line 4, most recent one, this is still on a regular bus, so we can click this across to an electric bus, and then we'll get switched out to electric buses. And they actually look different. There's a regular bus and there's an electric one. You can see all the batteries on the roof as it would in real life. The model is generally the same, it's just got this added sort of battery packs on the roof and stuff. So I like the fact they've put that detail in there. Okay, that covered a quick bit on transportation. I'm not going to go too much into that because it's not an essential early service. Healthcare we've covered, and garbage management we'll come back to. So fire and rescue is an essential early service. So we can click on that and see our coverage. Everything green, everything looks good, apart from one little stretch of road here. There is nothing zoned here, it's just literally a connection road, so I'm not too worried about that at the moment. We have a firehouse in our industrial area. All running smoothly, 0 vehicles in use at the moment, and all running smoothly here as well. We do need to select operators in districts again, because I don't really want them serving this area. They need to just stay local. So let's do the same for this firehouse. Okay, this one I've actually done, but we're going to add on Chestnut View as well. So there are upgrades for this again, just a garage extension, or we could go for an actual fire station. Now, I don't really need this at the moment. We're not having any problems with our fire coverage, so I'm not going to do that one yet. Police. So, jail availability. We have 3 criminals in jail. We have 50 capacity. Prison availability we don't have, but what will happen is any criminals that are sentenced, they will go to a prison outside the city, and it actually says that after their prison sentence is served, they may return to live in the city. So we can look at current number of criminals, 103. Number of crimes per month, 13 a month. Crime success rate, 15%, which is the average likelihood of a building becoming a target for criminal activity. So we're mostly in green. We do have a few in red. This is probably because they're a long way away. I can see a police vehicle here. I wonder if as they patrol, the colours change. Maybe they don't patrol those streets because they're dead ends. Yeah, that road's a dead end as well. This area is in red because it's not inside any district, so let's actually sort that out. I think areas we have to go in for this. District creation tool, and we can just drag okay, I do like the district tool, it's really quite precise, and I snap it to the centre of roads. I find that the easiest way of doing it, and it is worth doing because it gives you the option of going into each district and actually taking a look at the policies. So an energy consumption awareness, so they reduce their electric consumption by 5%. Well, that 5% I can then sell on to the outside world for a profit. I haven't got into gated communities yet, or heavy traffic bans. Recycling, well, that just speaks for itself, it's recycling. Now there is a recycling centre available as well, which we'll have a look at. There's a roadside parking fee, so at the moment it's cheaper to park on the roads than it is in the car parks. I'm not sure if that should be the case or if it should be the same. So we may adjust this fee, and we'll experiment with that. I'm not going to touch on it now, but just wanted to cover it. Speed bumps, that just reduces the speed of vehicles, reduces noise pollution, lowers your chances of accidents as well. So if you had an area that was heavy traffic and accidents, I think it would be a good idea to do that. Education is another service we need to have a look at. That's an essential service. So at the moment we have our elementary schools. Well, we've got one elementary school, one high school and one college. I'm pretty sure that's all we've got. Yep, it doesn't cover this area, and it's not actually covering Chestnut Park very well at all. So elementary school, we are close to, well, we're in the red, it's not good. High school, this takes a long time to get people to go to high school. I don't know why. I think you just have to wait while they go through the system. It feels like people with teenagers don't seem to move into the area, they only move in as adults and then they have their kids and they go to elementary school. Although, if you're at a college, people go there, but I think that could just be adults. It'd be good if we could actually see what percentage are adults and what were teens. Now, we don't have any, oh, we do have operating districts, which are all our residential districts. I think we could include the farming area, I don't see why not. Elementary school, let's have a look, because we are at capacity. We have already upgraded this once. So we added the extension wing. We have a playground. We do have a playground, don't we? Yeah, that is the playground there. I know I've added it. I remember doing it. I think you must be able to do multiple playgrounds. If we wanted to, we could add, we'd have to remove something, but we could add another playground. There's also a children's clinic, which you can add for improved health, which I've already got one. We could add another one, but I don't see why we would. So I think we're going to build another elementary school because we can't really do much with that. It starts off with 1,000 capacity, we took it up to 1,500 and it's not enough. Plus I don't think Chestnut Park's being served very well at all. So, elementary school. I need somewhere that has good road access. Main Street. There's space for expansion as well, so let's do that. Okay, I love all the little stars that come up, everyone's happy about that. So straight away I'm going to upgrade it for playground. I do this straight away. You get a plus 5% wellbeing bonus for students and plus 10% within 300 metres. The extension wing will add 500 seat capacity, and the children's clinic, once attached, will help children recover from their injuries. I'm not sure if we need any of these straight away. We could add the extension clinic, not the extension clinic, the children's clinic. We do have hospital though. Okay, the school is already filling up. Do you know what? For 10k a month, we'll add the extension wings now. Because I can see this filling up really quickly. Yeah. So that is their first form of education, as we know. They'll then go on to high school. That has plenty of capacity still. And that will cover a much larger area. Then we have the college, also has plenty of capacity left. And then, I mean, there are upgrades to these as well that we could think about doing, which I don't think we need to do yet. We only have a 1% dropout rate. The college library is tempting. There's something I might look at doing. I might have a look at the service buildings nearby and actually make space for the library. On from there would be the university, which we haven't unlocked yet, but I think it's probably time we did. It's only 2 points. That then in turn unlocks a technical university and a medical university. And then radio telescope, geological research, large hadron collider. Okay, so there is a lot more to come after university. I mean, we're getting close to actually needing a university. Question is, where would I put one? I think this is going to become like a downtown area, like a skyscrapers and offices, and I'm not sure if that would be the right place. We do have a large area here. How noisy is it? Medium noise pollution. What's the upkeep? 200,000 a month. So it is very expensive. Homes are along here. These are row homes, I think. No, they're not. Okay, so this is low density residential. Possibly this area then. Although I mean it has got great access to the highway, so this may be something we choose to move afterwards, but for now we're going to place it. It should improve everybody's education. So unassigned buildings provide their services everywhere within their operational radius, and I'm pretty sure that'll be fine, but let's just I'm going to add everywhere in. I don't see why not. Okay, so we now have a university. Now there's upgrades available to us on the library, another 95,000 a month. An extension wing to improve capacity, well we don't need to do that yet. And a university park, plus 20 outdoor recreation. Increased well-being as well as health, attractiveness 10. Well, it's not that expensive at 40,000 a month. My only concern is now I've just placed that. I don't think you can relocate the park itself. You can add more parks. I mean, it may be if I relocate it, I'll put another park on the side, just so it looks more symmetrical. I mean, I might relocate this to its own place at some point. For now, there it is. There's the university up and running. So we have covered roads, electricity, water, healthcare, fire and rescue, education, police, and a little bit of transportation. Other services, there are other services, they're not essential, but you will need them for your city to become very prosperous. So you will need telecom, you will need the radio masts for your Wi-Fi coverage, you will need mail systems, so post. At the moment we have a post office, we have various post boxes around the city and all the way down our industrial zone as well. Now it's looking like we need to improve our postal service, so that's something we will look at doing. In fact, let's have a quick look now. Maybe I might want to add a post office down in the industrial area, just so anyone that works here, well, all the businesses that operate here can actually post stuff a lot easier. I want it to be relatively close so people can walk there. Okay, I think here would be fine. We may also want to add in a few more mailboxes, because I don't think 2 really is enough. Okay, so yeah, we touched briefly on the postal service. There are various other buildings available in that as well. So we've got the post sorting facility, telecom towers, server farms. These are things I do want to get, but at the moment I think I can spend my points better elsewhere. I am considering large sports fields and tourist attractions at the moment, so that's going to take up 12 points, which is what I've got left. So unless there's something I really need, essentially, I won't be getting it yet. Trains we've unlocked, water we've unlocked, so ships. We've touched on this already in another episode, so we don't need to worry. It's not an essential service. I'd go for taxis first and then buses. And then if you want to go into trains and cargo and shipping, that's the way you should go next. There's our cargo train terminal, which runs down to our rail yard and our cargo harbour, which has got the rail upgrade on it. Okay, one other service we haven't touched on yet. Garbage management. Now this is a fairly essential service. You will need it quite early on in the game. So you need a landfill site, you will need to draw out a zone. And actually landfill availability is not great at the moment. We're not at capacity, but we are quite full. So do we have everywhere covered? We don't. In fact, let me remove those two and what I'm thinking about doing is actually providing an additional landfill site for the industrial area and for Chestnut View. And along with that, I want a recycling centre, which we unlocked a while ago, but we haven't actually placed yet because of the price of it. It was 880,000 plus 160,000 a month, which we just couldn't afford when we unlocked it, but now we can. So we will need to zone a new landfill site. And honestly, I don't know where that's going to be yet, so let's have a look at our info views again. Natural resources. We could actually place it down here, right out of the way. There is a groundwater source here, so that will end up being, well, it is polluted anyway, to be honest. But we're not going to be using that, so we just use that for our geothermal plant. And I don't believe it matters if the water is clean or polluted, so the efficiency is fine. It's going to cause ground pollution anyway, which will pollute the groundwater, so it can't really be an issue. And this will provide good access for the industrial area. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to place it any closer unless we bring a road through here, which might honestly be a good option, because otherwise this street you're using all these different connections, which can get quite busy at times. I don't want extra traffic. So will a 2-lane road be sufficient? Rather than having it straight, I'm going to kind of bend it around the farm. I don't want to provide an outside connection yet. We do have pylons here, which we can avoid. I mean, we could take it that side, but I don't want the ground pollution going near the... Overlapping. Oh, it's still overlapping. Okay, so we might need to... Maybe we'll move this road a little bit. do another curve. Is this going to be too close? Provide a straight road for now. Quite honestly, I don't know how straight that is with our grid, so I'm actually just going to run. Although we're not going for a grid, I like everything to kind of look aesthetically nice, so so, landfill and recycling centre. Not sure if that's going to matter. Yeah, we've got the pylon in the way again. Okay, let's adjust the zoning. We should be able to kind of drag it around. It appears you can't even go underneath the pylons. Well, that's going to really restrict us unless we go for underground cables. Or we can put this landfill on the side. It's still really restricting us. I guess we could move these pylons. That's probably going to be our easiest way of dealing with that, because we need room for the hazardous waste collection and also want a recycling unit. We're then going to place a recycling centre opposite. And we've hit small city status. Milestone 10. Now that, I'm really happy to do that, because that unlocks high density offices, high speed highways, combustion engine ban and city promotion for tourism. So that's something we want to get into, is tourism. I don't know if there is any more upgrades after this, but nothing is showing other than loan limit increasing. There are no more kind of rewards, so I'm not sure we've unlocked everything or not, but we've hit city status, and quite honestly I'm thrilled. I wasn't actually planning that this episode, so that is just a bonus to do that. Okay, recycling, we're going to select operating districts, which at the moment we're just going to keep here. and we might add an additional recycling plant. It does cause medium ground pollution, so I think actually I'm going to keep it down here. We're going to select everywhere and see if it can cope. Okay, so I think I've covered everything I need to in the essential city services. We'll have a quick overview of what we've done and why. And yeah, let's start again with the healthcare. So our average health of our citizens was really bad. It was 51 or 52%, and we're now at 72% just by moving our water pumping stations and adding a hospital. So I think that is fantastic health coverage now. I think everybody's going to be over the moon with that, and it's looking really good. So that's going to set us up for a long time. We've still got room to expand, and yeah, our healthcare coverage is great now. We have crematorium availability as well, which is going to help our cemetery availability before that gets too filled up. We just covered garbage and recycling, which was something I always wanted to do with this city. I'm trying to be an eco-friendly city as much as possible, and it's very hard to do early game, but as we progress I think we're getting there, especially with our transportation as well. Electric buses, electric taxis. We tried going fully solar, but that didn't work out because of the way the game works at the moment. We do have a couple of wind turbines which we will expand on. These are fully upgraded as well. We had a look at fire and rescue, and that seems to be pretty good at the moment. So we might upgrade to a fire station at some point, but at the moment we're fine on our coverage. Water we covered. Do get a wastewater treatment plant as soon as you can, and get rid of any sewage outlets because they're nasty and they pollute, so we don't want those. Not when we've got other options. When you first start the game you have no option, you have to place one because you don't have this, but as soon as you unlock it, place it and get rid of the sewage out there, because that takes a long time to get rid of your waste and your pollution. Disaster control we haven't covered, something that hasn't affected us at all yet. We haven't had a single disaster, so I've had no reason to build shelters. I know at some point that will change. Police we've had a look at. We are thinking about a police station, but at the moment crime probability is low, so our coverage is good. Well, it's better than good, it's excellent I think, so we don't need that yet. As our population grows we will need to build a bigger police station. Administration, we don't have any admin buildings yet, but I'm sure that will change soon. Education we had a good look at, and you can see our elementary school already is in the green, whereas it was down here in the red. High school fine, college fine, university fine. We added a university, that's exciting. There we go, it just something just popped up on the chirper. Our education system is so amazing, happy to live in this city. So do keep an eye on chirper. You will still get the odd person that will moan, and we get one that moans about noise, but honestly our noise pollution is not an issue in our residential areas. You can check it all out here. So yeah, it's noisy up here, but that's only at the landfill site. And the odd building will make a medium amount of noise, but it's nothing to worry about. I don't think our city is very noisy at all. Average noise pollution 0%, so I don't know what they're moaning about. Yeah, so we had a good look at everything, and I think that pretty much sums it all up for now. So yeah, leave me some comments guys, let me know what you think of this video. It's the first one of 2024. I want to try and do some more entertaining, exciting videos and really cover some of the economy of the game, some of the basics, some of the more in-depth stuff, what makes this game tick. So yeah, leave me some comments, let me know what you think, how I'm doing and what you want to see next. So yeah, do hit that like button and please do subscribe if you haven't already. I am dying to get some more subscribers and try and grow this channel even further and just really make some really good content for us all to enjoy. So yeah, thanks a lot guys, and I will see you again soon for another episode on City Skylines 2. Bye for now.